347 outside kitchen bunkhouse Jayco Eagle fifth wheel here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. 12,400 some odd pounds. If you'd like to see if we have one in stock, visit the link in the video description that says check for price and availability. We clearly publish pricing. We don't do hidden dealer fees, and everything you need and this RV needs to work and function, it's all included in that, including a cleaning, because this thing is friggin' filthy right now. Now, I've got a lot to cover because Eagles are one of the most highly equipped, feature-packed things within their category. They go further than anyone else I've seen in this category, and I will back that up. I will stand behind that. Now, every RV is the best for a different reason. That does mean that an Eagle may not be the lowest dollar, lightest weight thing. It's the highest equipment thing, and it's also the smartest fifth wheel. And I'll advise what I mean. Here's an example. I talk a lot about motion-sensitive pass-through lighting in a lot of RVs, but they only put one on one side of the camper. Eagle puts it on two, because you know what? There's two doors and two sides to this RV, so why not have two motion-sensitive lights? Smarter. They put the speakers down in the skirting down here where you can actually hear them, instead of drilling a 4-inch hole in your sidewall where it could possibly leak or cause structural failure. Smarter. They put a switch for your outside step lighting on the outside of the RV where the steps are located, instead of only on the master control panel inside. Normally in a fifth wheel, guys, think about this logically. If it's nighttime and you want to go up the steps, you have to go up the steps in the dark, fish around in the dark, find the control center in the dark, flip on the switch, then come outside and enjoy your lighted steps. That's stupid. Eagle's smart. Baggage doors are thicker, more heavily insulated. Eagle has the best proven insulation package within its category. I mean, there's plenty of 0 degree rated fifth wheels out there, but how far above 0 or beyond 0 or whatever? For instance, we also carry Cougar RVs here at Haylett RV, and they're friggin' great. They're great in their own ways. They have a totally different approach to fifth wheels, and they both make sense. Both Cougar and Eagle are great. In a 0 degree camp scenario, Cougars are rated for 40 degrees in the underbelly. That's awesome. That's above freezing. It qualifies. Eagle's rated for 58. That's impressive. So there's a difference, and I'll get into how they do it as we go. This has the same luxury ride and 5-star handling package as Jayco luxury fifth wheels, because really it qualifies for that. You've got the MORryde shock dampening pin box and matching suspension system. If you made me choose which one I prefer between the MORryde and the EquiFlex system, I will give the slightest of nods to the MORryde for this simple reason. They both have vertical and they both have front to back shock dampening. But the MORryde pin box also has side-to-side shock dampening. Automotive fully painted nose cap here, and it's tricky to show these things during the day because you can't see the nose cap lights very well. But they actually have not just LED lights, but LED beams. You know when you're behind like a luxury car and these newer cars and they hit the brakes and it's like one giant red brake beam on the back of the RV or car? That's kind of what you get here too. Now, if you want an indicator of quality in construction, because there's a reason Jayco has a 2-year warranty where everyone else has a 1-year, and then they try to flash a 3 structural on top of that. There's benefits to structural warranties, but they put a 3-year warranty on that because those are the things that don't tend to fail. Jayco has a full 2-year coverage. That's double everyone else. But little things like this, they don't have a pre-cracked fiberglass up here. You notice how there's no little seam right here where the fiberglass is broken. That's because they used thicker tubular steel up top, and they actually have a flange that comes off that to help support the upper deck sidewall. In the same way that you have outriggers to support the lower deck sidewalls. Again, smarter. Doesn't that make sense? Your baggage door on this side, you see you can get a peek at that fully enclosed heated protected docking station. That's another one of those things that helps Jayco achieve their cold camp ratings. But also, not only do they have 3 different types of insulation and forced air heating in the floor, when you get in the pass-through, look up. Jayco takes time to add double-sided thermofoil up here to help protect your bed and bath deck from bleeding heat down and from cold seeping up through the floor. That's the extra things they do here that are not usually found in this business. SantaCon turbo dump station, what that does for you is it cuts the time you need to spend emptying your tanks in half. It will, it's a power exhaust system. There is a bypass to it, by the way, so if you lose power, if something fails, which we've had very good success rates with it. That's why we started putting it on everything. I was really sketchy about it. When it first came out, they're like, oh, this is going to be the greatest thing. Well, for once, something actually worked out well. But it's a power exhaust macerator, so it can actually even push solid mass uphill. Jayco Magnum Truss Roofing, strongest roof structure in the business, rated for more weight than anybody else's roof. We've got a 2-inch receiver hitch on the back of this thing here, not a towing hitch. Interestingly, Eagle HT, the smaller ones, have a 3,000-pound rated towing hitch, but Big Eagle doesn't. Sounds stupid and backwards until you realize, look at how much larger this is than an Eagle HT. By the time you try to tack something on behind this, you're going to be over max length. You're going to have length restriction problems, which some HTs already run into. So they put an accessory hitch on the back, perfect for things like bike racks, especially in a bunkhouse like this. Here's a bold statement. Eagle has the best outside kitchen. I believe that. So some brands do some of these things. This cool, burns hotter than downtown hell slide out Capital Grill right here. The nicer formed like aluminum or hammered tin or whatever metallic countertops that aren't going to sponge and swell when exposed to moisture. Matching drawer over here instead of wood again. The bigger outside refrigerator, and it's mounted on an angle so you can actually open the door and get to Dad's medicine cabinet. Little bonus lights outside. They've got outside TV hookups, a real sink with a real drain. We've even got USB and household outlets over here so that, you know, we can do everything. There's even blue LED lighting, accent lighting on the inside of that to give it a nice little like evening glow. Other brands do that, so what makes this better? And the answer is the countertop height. That's something Eagle does better than anyone else. They have a lower outside kitchen countertop height. Instead of being like 6 inches higher, which to wash your hands, you have to have your hands up like this, like an Olympic diver. You look like an Olympic diver getting ready to dive into the pool. You don't have that problem with an Eagle. You can actually get to an Eagle. My wife, who is 11.5 inches shorter than me, can wash her hands in an Eagle. And again, a real sink with a real drain. How awesome is that? We've got laminated walls. We have laminated slide walls. They're fully insulated. They're structural. We have cross breeze windows, UV tinted on everything. We have blow-through windows, sliding panel windows in the slide size, frameless windows everywhere else, so you get the good combination of cross breeze and or rainy day airflow, and you always get those smoke and good looks with the seals that are protected under a UV tinted window pane. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a ton more to talk about on these. Like, I haven't really mentioned the portable solar prep that's in that compartment on the other side, your hoses and cables and connectors and all that. Oh my lord, I got to talk about the smart lighting. Eagle, remember I keep saying it's smart. This is the first fifth wheel ever to do this. When you're driving down the road and you turn on your left blinker, if you look up top here, you see that there's actually 2 marker lights. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you turn on your blinker, one of those lights will also blink. And you'll have matching lights on the back, and your appropriate tail light will also blink along with your appropriate blinker, so that people behind you have a better, clearer, more visible, easy, safe understanding of your intentions on the road. Eagle is smart. Eagle is safe. Eagle is best in class in so many ways. They're not less expensive. They're not lighter weight. You get what you pay for, guys. There's nothing wrong with so many other brands of RVs out there. If you are looking for something in that superior category, though, this is it. And there's a reason this is the best-selling fifth wheel Jayco's ever made, because it's the best fifth wheel Jayco has ever made. And they are growing by leaps and bounds. And I won't be surprised if in a very short period they actually achieve the rank of #1 mid-profile fifth wheel out there. It is possible, and it could actually happen even in a year or two. More to cover inside. Let's do that now. This is one of those crazy layouts that on paper, you look at it and you're like, everything's backwards. The slides are on the wrong sides. It doesn't work. And then you get into it and everything works. It works disturbingly well. This is such a great model. We're going to start from the top and work our way down. Just like the outside, there's a lot to cover. I can't possibly cover all of it in here, in just a video, that is. So for questions, additional things, you want to check pricing, availability, there's links in the video description. We have our team of trained salespeople. We've all received the exact same factory training here at Haylett RV. Not just me. I'm just the only one you've had a chance to meet. You know, we have a whole team of people I would say just like me, but I don't want them to like strangle me with their socks or something like that. I don't want, anyway, you get the idea. So we'll come back to the kitchen. You know what? No, we're going to do the kitchen right now. Right when you walk in the door, bang, 12 cubic foot, 4-door, gas electric, traveling refrigerator freezer with automatic changeover in the event of power loss. So, oh, did you see that cabinet go dark over here? Perfect timing. This has motion sensitive pantry lighting, just like your pass-through lighting. The moment you open the door, you reach your hand in, this is also fully adjustable right here. So you can make that pantry whatever size you need it to be. You could, in theory, I guess, convert it to a different closet. Let me get back around over here. Didn't waste anything. Below the refrigerator, they've got additional drawer space. Below that cool Furrion flush top oven, more drawers. And these are all soft close residential drawers. When you get them basically to their little sweet spot, they're going to close themselves. You know why I like that? Because we close and open slides all day long at Haylet RV. With 400 to 500 RVs in stock at any given point, we're constantly opening and closing slide outs. And that opens up the opportunity to potentially break stuff. And by having drawers and cabinets like these beautiful hidden hinge cabinets, they're kind of the same thing. They like to keep themselves closed. I mean, you have to really, like, leave it wide open or closed. Otherwise, it'll get itself closed and whatnot. I love that pantry. I love it. The location of it's fantastic, too. And listen, real wood. You've got nicer things going on in here. Now, back to the ceiling. What you don't see is the air conditioner, because if you can see the square, you can hear the air. And remember how Eagle's smarter. Air conditioner on a Jayco, it's called Helix Ducted. Whisper Quiet Helix Ducting is their name for it. Every brand has a different name for it. There's different ways to skin the same cat, but in English, this is a whisper ducted air system. That's become the general name for it. It's 70 to 90% quieter, guys. It makes such a big difference. Now, I like the accent pendant lights there, the residential ceiling fan pumping some air around, keeping the airflow going in here, keeping the party going. We're going to finish the kitchen up. Why not? Solid surface countertops right here. Now, we've got a couple, again, luxury fifth wheel things going on. We've got one of these pop-up power posts on the left side. It's got both household and USB plugs on it. And when you don't need it, you just kind of bump the little red button and bang, she's gone out of the way and suddenly it's griddle time. Bamboo cutting board on top of half of your stainless recessed sink with a roll-away aluminum drying rack on the other side. Obviously, you will remove the plastic when you take it home. Plenty of space down here for wastebasket, and oh, they included one for us. How nice. Imagine that. Eagle, smart, goes the extra step. But they don't waste anything. I actually love the fact, by the way, that the island is not symmetrical. You don't want a sink dead in the middle of an island this size because it'll kill any possible prep space. So they shoved it over there and left nice prep space over here. And that little recessed corner makes it so you can kind of get in here. And if you're paying attention, when the slide's closed, you can get to a portion of the refrigerator and freezer. So it is somewhat traveling friendly, though that's definitely not the intended purpose of this floor plan and design. Entertainment. It's got a big double-jointed swing arm on this, I don't know, 40, 49-inch, 50-inch, whatever it is. Maximum size. It fills that entire box, basically. Furrion HD TV. Furrion's made for road use. It's made for marine and RV applications because these things are an earthquake when you travel. Electric space heating fireplace and matching Furrion soundbar below. And again, Eagle is smart. This is just as smart. If you decide you want to pop a DVD into the player that's hidden behind those glass panels up there, the TV will auto kick over to DVD mode because, you guessed it, it's smart. Now this is a cool little broom closet in the corner. It's an interesting corner that every manufacturer has done a little bit differently. Jayco left a little decoration space up top. Behind this big true hardwood door back here, you have either a coat closet or you see that power outlet right there. I looked at that and I thought, oh man, you know what would go really good in here? It's one of those Dyson handheld vacuum cleaners. That would be so smart to put in this corner. It is so easily accessible. There are different decors available. There's different color packages, guys. Miss Stacy Stewart down at Jayco, their interior decor designer, just does a bang-up job. She should have her own theme song. It'd be like some 1980s shop at the mall song. Stacy Stewart, comfort and style. Stacy Stewart, ooh. Apparently in my head, I have more of this formulated than I planned. I'm going to have to go home and really think about what just happened here. But anyway, we're going to live with that. We're going to move on. There's different seating arrangements available. This is an example of one 347 here at Haylet RV, not necessarily the or every single 347 at Haylet RV. If you're looking for one of these, you have different tastes, you have different ideas, you have different wants, needs, desires, whatever. Give us a call. We're not offended. If you say, you know, I like the 347, but the way y'all build it is stupid, I ain't gonna be offended. We'll build you one. We'll build you one. I don't care. Moving on. We've done enough in the living room right now. I feel like enough of an idiot. I gotta lick those wounds. Okay, this bunkhouse straight rocks. This is amazing. So, this is a wider bunk slide. It feels like a really similar bunkhouse to like a J-Flight 32 BHDS here at Haylet RV, but you see that extra center console. They've got like almost a theater seat style folding cube futon. That is hard to say. Holy crap. So you can see that you can have individual beds, but what's neat is you have that permanent fixed center console, so you don't have to, like in the middle of the night, Mom, Jeremy's touching me while she's on my side of the bed. Ah! You just don't, Mom and Dad, you're going to sleep fine. You don't have to deal with that. But what's neat, rainy day entertainment. We've got a door that closes, a permanent sanity room for the kids in here, so Mom and Dad can close the door. We've got USB plugs, so the kids can keep their stuff charged up and leave you alone. You've got drink holders in here, so they don't slop their stuff all over, because they do. Yes, they do. And this is new. I actually surprised myself. They've had a cool little flip-up bunk system for a while here. You pull it up and down, it's easy. It's 300-pound rated while we're talking about it. The Jayco uses double thickness bunks from industry standards, sometimes triple the thickness of certain manufacturers. Now lift this up, plywood, not particle board, not beaver puke. Even where they don't expect you to look, they're using better materials. But I was folding this up to get it out of the way, and I hear, it auto catches itself. How cool is that? It's the dumbest little things that make the biggest differences. And then I turned around, and I was like, what is this? This is different. This is totally different. You've got a stairway to heaven. Bunkhouse heaven, a veritable stairway to bunkhouse heaven over here. So you got an additional bunk. The kids have their own little hanging space. You've got triple drawers built right into the steps. But check this out. I didn't even turn the lights on when I came in here because a couple lights are fine. But you also get a nice little night light. So your little princes and princesses can see their way around at night. You ever notice the horns that hold up their halos? Anyway, so little bonus drawer down here, and then little storage pockets behind the step drawers. I can't say I've never seen this done before, because the guy who designs Eagles now used to design Wildcats, and this is something that he brought with him from 3 or 4 years ago in his Wildcat days, and I don't know why. Wildcat quit doing it. They're drunk. This is awesome. I have no idea why they quit doing that. Now, here is the kicker, as Guy Fieri would say. We've got, or Fieri, you gotta like really whip that R off your tongue. Half bath, dedicated half bath with a sink for the kids. And you've even got another of those little blue LED night lights. And Mom and Dad, you're gonna get one of those in your room too. But sometimes you just need a real light. Well, you got a switch for that too. Everything has a switch. Real tile backsplash that matches that in the kitchen. The 360 siphon sticker down here, you probably couldn't read it, but what that is the chimney, the air exhaust. Because you have to have an air intake-outtake on your like holding tanks. It's got like an airfoil system on it so that it pulls additional airflow. And you have a sliding privacy door for this half bath, by the way, so no one's going to peek at each other. The end result is that it gets better airflow and it has better odor control. And they say, the marketing guy says, oh, you don't even have to treat your black tank. I don't recommend that. I don't believe that. If it's Taco Tuesday, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, you get the point. Another cool thing they do on the Eagles is here in your main cabin, actually in a lot of areas, they have motion-sensitive dimmer switches. If you come over here, it's actually got like an optic sensor, and you have 2 more of them over there. But like if your hands are full, you don't need to like use your just fingers. It's not like touch sensitive like a phone. It's actually just motion sensitive. You can just sort of slide your finger over it. And that's neat. When your hands are loaded up and you can't quite manipulate a light switch, that is awesome. Just to give you a quick look at the remainder of the kitchen here before we move on to the upstairs, since I prematurely knocked out most of the kitchen earlier. Pardon me. like that little entry barrel. Household and USB plugs over there in that corner. Easy to miss with the black on black. Little shoe garage. Tiny little shoe caddy there. On top of the boot bench / timeout seat right here. Moving upstairs. Oh, hidden control panel, so the kids can't mess with stuff. Now, this is a physical control panel. Up here you have a digital control panel. This is kind of cool. And there's an app. You can sync your phone to this thing. The My LCI or the LCI Control, whatever it's called app, because everyone has different apps nowadays. But you're on, you're leveling, you're lighting. You can do all that stuff here. You can do it on your phone. All kinds of different things you can do with it. It's very slick and very cool. We have the same locking sliding privacy door, pocket door here that you have in the Jayco luxury fifth wheels, because again, this blurs the lines in an Eagle. You actually have to disengage it. Well, what's neat is it's not a swinging door. You don't have to like go backwards down the steps to get to it. Now, once again, up in here, we got that blue light. During the day, doesn't really do much. At night, though, it lights up. But, ooh, a backlit morning mirror. So that if you are work camping, or if you're just like me and you wake up at night and you don't like to be faced with bright lights and feel like Frankenstein, you don't have to. Now, they use a different color wood in the bathroom. They use a different color wallpaper in the bathroom. So let me ask you, because people are like, oh, why did they do that? For some reason in an RV, we get all freaked out about it. Let me ask you. Do the walls of your bathroom in your house look the same as the walls in the kitchen or the living room of your house? And a resounding number of you went, no. Oh, I get it. That's the reason why. Eagle is smarter. Miss Stacy Stewart, remember the jingle? Comfort and style. So they also made this bathroom door lock open on the correct side of the shower, which is just unfathomably uncommon. I wish more product developers would pay attention to that. And we still maintain a nice little corner seat over here. You can jump up and down in that. It's reinforced, no big deal. Queen bed up here is the standard. They have recently allowed for a king bed option in many Eagles. We've actually, if you pay attention to the posting date on this, it is now what, December 14th. We had this on order in June. We placed the order for this thing in June. That is how backlogged and how popular and how awesome and desirable Eagle fifth wheels are at Haylett RV. These things are so overwhelmingly popular that Jayco actually temporarily shut down production of their Pinnacle and North Point luxury fifth wheels just to help meet the demands of the Eagle backlog, and it still took 6 months to get here. That is the level of backlog and popularity and power that the Eagle product has. They've since opened a new production facility, and Eagle now can produce more fifth wheels than any other single brand. They have the greatest build production capacity out there. Bedrooms all set up for an extra TV. The one we have in stock might have it, might not. I don't know. Charging station for mom and dad's phones. All kinds of crazy dresser space. I love that their dresser is 4 drawers taller than normal. Washer dryer prepped over here in the corner. The bed. This is another thing that's very cool. If you lift the bed, first of all, you can. Secondly, more storage below the bed of an Eagle. Again, remember how I said we carry different brands here at Haylett RV. This is one of the things I see that Jayco does that the industry standard does not. It has a full maximum capacity under bed storage area. Now, it looks like trash right now because it's full of all sorts of random accessories that come with the Eagles. But my point is, it's all there. Yeah, I mean, you know, you don't lose the storage. It's not like a baby bucket. It's a full thing. This was not a short video, and guys, it could have easily been 30 minutes longer. I don't know. I barely even talked about construction on an Eagle, like the plywood floor and roof decking. The aluminum 2x3 studs set 12 inches on center in the floor, all that kind of stuff. I haven't even really talked about it. I barely got through the features of this thing in under half an hour, and really I skipped over some of those fairly quickly. If you want to learn more about these, call our team, visit our website, review our photo tour. You know, we do hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, everything in between. Obviously, if this video is any indication, we don't take the corner cutting short method. We go all the way. We go all in and we do everything all the way every time. So imagine what we'll do for you if you actually pick up the phone and give us a chance to meet you. We will go all the way for you, just the same. I didn't even turn on all the lights in the kitchen. It's still bright in here. 800-256-5196, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care. Stay safe. Have fun. Happy camping, windows. Didn't talk about all the windows on the door side. Amateur. Amateur!